Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40k Universe. I am your host, Gersh1, and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about the Emperor as we get into his divinity. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40k content every single day, and stay tuned to the end of the video because we have a special message for you guys at the end. But with that said, let's get into 40 facts on the Emperor's divinity. The Emperor of Mankind is described by the Imperial Ecclesiarchy and the Imperial Cult as the father, guardian, and most importantly, the god of humanity. Every member of the Imperium of Man holds the tenet that the God Emperor is the one true god of mankind, regardless of the previous beliefs held by any man or woman. His divinity is as real to the citizens of the Imperium as the punishment passed out by the Inquisition. But the reality is that when the Emperor walked amongst man, he punished those who viewed him as otherworldly. The Emperor of Mankind spoke out against his worship. He stated, "I am not a god. Rather than enslaving humanity, I want to free it from ignorance and superstition." The Emperor understood that mankind would never be free to progress and advance to its destined position as the preeminent intelligent species in the Milky Way galaxy, until the last stone from the last church was cast down onto the last priest. Unfortunately, the Emperor was forever stopped from spreading his imperial truth when he was interned into the Golden Throne after the Horus heresy. And in his absence, the Imperium of Man succumbed to the evils of worshipping their former leader as a god. But it is this worship that he forbade that might be the reason he has been able to stay alive for so long. As the Emperor sits on the Golden Throne, trillions of people venerate him as a god. Every human being prays for salvation as they are told that every human has a place within the God Emperor's divine order. It's these emotions permeating from the imperial populace that are coalescing in the Immaterium and forming the God of Order. To understand how the Imperium could be morphing the God Emperor into the God of Order, we must look at the nature of the Immaterium. The psychic energy that makes up the Immaterium is believed to be the direct result of the existence of sentience in the universe, in particular the intelligent species of the Milky Way galaxy. The warp is an ocean of chaotic psychic energy, raw emotions given physical form. And in the beginning of time, the emotions of sentient mortals flowed and ebbed as the water does in a stream. As the intelligent mortal race grew and prospered, so did the strength of their emotions. Eventually, key emotions in the warp coalesced to create the Chaos Gods. And while most of the Chaos Gods were created from the combined raw emotions of all sentient creatures, the birth of some gods, such as Slanesh, were a direct result of a specific single race. The birth of the Dark Prince gives us a historical example of what could be happening to the God Emperor. Over thousands and thousands of years, the ancient Eldar, a race with souls of limitless passion and nearly limitless psychic capabilities, allowed themselves to be consumed with decadence. From the perverse thoughts, actions, and deeds of the Eldar, a new god was born. A very real god that was indeed a reflection of the race that unwittingly gave him life. In this same way, the raw emotions put out by the citizens of the Imperium of Man will give rise to the divinity of the Emperor. He will become a godly reflection of mankind's hope for order. There are already clues that illustrate the Emperor's transformation into the God of Order. First is his battle with Horus during the end of the Horus heresy. When the Emperor clashed with his favorite son, it is speculated by Imperial savants that the Emperor was forced to give up a piece of himself in order to have the ability to strike his beloved son down. The caring and protective emotions that the Emperor was forced to cast away to destroy his son were the catalyst that began to form the God of Order. In the turbulent chaos of the warp, the emotions of the imperial citizen praying to the Emperor have been forming and strengthening the God of Order, and these emotions left by the Emperor. Whether this means that there are two beings in existence, the God Emperor and the Corpse Emperor, it is unclear. If this is the case, it would explain why the Corpse Emperor remains on the Golden Throne, unable to recover from his wounds, yet can still power the beacon that guides the Imperial ships through the warp, the Astronomicon. A perpetual of his magnitude, unable to rejuvenate even after 10,000 years, is not just because of the stress his body must take to keep the warp portal on Terra sealed, but also because he is no longer whole. It would also make sense that the compassionate and orderly part of the Emperor be the one to form into the God of Order, rather than his other emotions, who are enslaved to the Golden Throne and directed towards the enemies of mankind, the chaos that is constantly attempting to breach the Golden Throne and attack the heart of the Imperium. A second clue to the Emperor's transformation can be seen when he returned to the Imperial Palace and is interned into the Golden Throne. It is this moment that is remembered by citizens as the day of the Emperor's Ascension, a name chosen specifically by the few members of the ecclesiarchy to represent the beginning of the Emperor's divinity. But an even more convincing clue of the Emperor's true divinity is his ability to manifest living saints. These are extraordinarily devout servants of the Emperor, who display seemingly miraculous abilities derived from potent faith during his or her lifetime. The appearance of the living saints is normally a brief phenomenon, as they are effectively martyred at the time of their ascension. Most living saints only appear during conflicts where Imperial forces are in danger of being completely overrun by the enemies of the Emperor. They are recognized as the proof that the Emperor of mankind has the divinity to empower his worshippers, no matter how short that may last. Along with living saints, the Imperium has been saved on numerous occasions by the Legion of the Damned, a mysterious band of space marines, which appears unbidden when all hope seems lost, striding forth from its hidden netherworld to bring retribution to the Imperium's foes. Both of these saviors of mankind seem to be summoned by the God Emperor, just as the dark gods of chaos have demonic servants made of the same soul stuff that sustains them. The Legionnaires of the Damned and the Living Saints are shards of the Emperor's will given form. Like lesser demons, the Legion of the Damned only appear for a brief moment, long enough to enter battle and turn the tide of war, but cannot hold on to their grasp of real space. When they appear, they seem to exude a sense of otherworldly powers, bursting out of the sulphurous clouds of flames and absorbing all light to the point where not even glares of the sun can illuminate their figures. The living saints share many similarities to the greater demons sent by the Chaos Gods. When both these two beings die, they burst into a giant ball of white light. Their grasp on reality is stronger than lesser demons, and can communicate at a much more advanced level than their lesser counterparts. As champions of their gods, they fight with a passion unique to beings from the warp. It is important to note that if this is true, the Emperor is not as strong as the other Chaos Gods. His power can only manifest his demons of order for a short time, and cannot create a demon army like the other Chaos Gods. Being a relatively newer god, the Emperor might also find it difficult to secure his territory within the warp. All of his effort might be going to controlling the area around the warp portal on the other side of the Golden Throne. A constant battle could be raging just on the other side of real space, making the lectures and sermons told by the cardinals, deacons, and drill abbots of the Adeptus Ministorum true. The Emperor's army of the light is as real as the armies of the Imperium of Man. And those were 40 facts on the Emperor's divinity. Now it's your turn. Comment down below and let me know if I convinced you in believing that the God Emperor is truly a god now. It's not really that straightforward. The concept of the God Emperor being a god really puts into question what it means to be a chaos god. And most importantly, I think, is the idea that if there is a god, it would make more sense if there was two entities. So there was the God Emperor and the Corpse Emperor that's sitting on the Golden Throne. What I think GW would do if they ever went ahead and actually made him a god is not complicate things by making two entities. Maybe they would just kill the corpse emperor and say he became a god. I think that's what would happen in the future. But really, it's interesting to think that as we speak in the Warhammer 40k universe, so as Guilliman is fighting his Indominus crusade, the Emperor has been fighting his own crusade within the Immaterium, protecting the Golden Throne from the other side. And of course, he's not just sitting there, he's actually fighting and leading his Army of the Light, which would explain what is happening to all his Primarchs, what happened to, or why Khaldor Drago is like just mysteriously in the warp without being corrupted. If he is actually, or if he has actually found the Emperor's realm and he is actually fighting in the Army of the Light, that would make a lot more sense. And of course he wouldn't want to tell the Imperium because of the whole Inquisition and all that good stuff. But again, comment down below. Let me know what you think about this theory. Let me know what I've missed about this theory, something that I might have not touched on, or something that you know that we don't know. Comment down below. That's the purpose of the comment section, for us to go back and forth and just talk about the lore, especially when it comes to a theory like this one. Now, if you live in the United States, this weekend is a special weekend because it's the weekend right before Thanksgiving week. What we want to do is start our subscriber appreciation giveaway month giveaways a little sooner so that we can announce them during the Thanksgiving weekend. So that's what we're going to do today. Today we are giving away the Space Marine Terminator Captain. Now this is a special captain because he is actually part of the Collector's Edition. Whenever a GW store opens, they get a specific model, which is the model that you see in front of you, the one with a really badass skull sword, as a prize for those who want to shop at that GW store, early on or whatever. And we actually were able to pick one of these guys up, and we want to give it away to, a lucky winner out there. So in order to participate and win this awesome prize, all you have to do is, number one, like this video, comment in the comment section below, because the winner is going to be picked from the comment section. And because this is a subscriber appreciation giveaway, be a subscriber. Share this with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, whatever social media you guys use. It really helps out when you do that, and it's going to give you brownie points when we pick the winners. Now, you can be anywhere in the world, and the winner is going to be announced next weekend. So good luck, guys. Thank you so much for always tuning in and listening to our lore. And again, can't wait to talk to you guys in the comment section below. This was Gershwin with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.